Python exercises. We'll do a couple of exercises that will help you prepare for a few concepts. So what are those concepts you will get prepared? The first one is if-else condition and mostly while loop. So all these assignments will help you to use if-else with while loop. So let's get started, right? The first one is write a program to print multiplication table for a given number up to x including 10. What does it mean including 10? I mean if somebody enter a number as 2, so you can print 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 3, 6, and up to 10, 2 times 10, 20. So that's what it means, table up to 20. That's pretty straightforward. So let's get started. So this is the first question that we're going to do, this one, right? And right, let's start it. Okay. Table up to 10. What does the question say? If you look at it, write a program that print a table of a given number. So it means the number will be given by the user, right? So you say number is equal to integer. And why integer? Because when you take the input, right, that is taken inside as a string. So you need to convert the string into actual integer, and that's why this integer you need to put there outside the input, because this one is going to take input as a string and you need to convert it into integer. That's why you put it in integer. So when the number goes into number, that will be an integer number rather than a string number, because you need to perform arithmetic operation on it. Are you with me on this one? All right, I hope so. All right, let's go there. So once you get the number, what you need to do, you need to print a multiplication table. So it's all about print command now from here onward. But obviously you need to do the print command in a while loop. Okay, while loop. And another thing in the question is that you print the table up to 10 including 10, which means you start, let's say you say n is equal to 1. So you start from 1, our count is equal to 1. You can start the count, c. Okay, and while c is less than equal to 10, you need to include 10 in it, right? So less than equal to 10, less than or equal to 10. Obviously it can't be like less than and equal to 10. That would be insane, isn't it? So here we go. We're going to start out with the table, right? Which table? Whatever the number is entered. So what number is entered? You need to put here number, okay? Then you say x, okay? Then equal, and then you're going to print. So let me actually give you so if the user enter, let's say 5, right? So you want to do this, isn't it? 5. Then you want to put the x, right? Then you're going to put 1, right? Then you're going to put equal, and that would be 5. That's the table, right? And the second iteration, it will be 5, and then x, then 2, and that would be equal to what then? 10. So one thing you notice here, what is actually changing? Oh, this is changing, right? This is changing. This means these are actual variables. This is not changing. Equal is always equal, right? That means that is a constant there. And this is also changing, right? But x is also remain x. So you need, what you can do is, the things those are not changing, you can put them into a bracket. So you say here, for example, let's go there. So number would be changing, right? So you say number, then comma, times what? Times what? Count, times count. Count, see, this, because this should be changing. 5 times 1, then what? Then you say equal, right? Equal, then what? 5. I mean, that would be what? Count times number. Right? And that second time, and then the third time, and it's going to continue changing. So you say c is equal to c plus 1. Right? This way, the loop carry on going. The first time, value of c would be 1, then 2, then 3. So this is going to be like this. Here, the number is always going to be 5. So it's going to print first time 5, right? Because of this. Okay? Then times. This is times, isn't it? This is going to put this time. Then the c, the first time value is 1. So we'll put here 1. Then equal. This would be equal here. Then c times number, 5 times 1, 5. Now the second, and then it will make the c is equal to c plus 1. It will add 1 to the c. C will become 2. You check if c is still less than 10 or equal to 10. Yes, you come here and print the number as 5 again, right? Number is going to remain 5 again. And then x will remain x. But the value of c is changed, right? This one. What would be that? Second time, 2. And then equal. And obviously, when you do c times number, that would be 2 times 5 would be 10. And it carries on. Carries on up to what? Carries on up to until c is less than or equal to. Now when c becomes 11, that's where it quit. So it will last would be 5 times 10 equal 50. Now this is what the question asks you to do. So we run it like this. Enter a number, let's say 5. Here we go. So that's how you get printed a table of 5 up to 10 times. Right? So this is the answer to the first question. Let's move on to the second one then. Right, okay. That's a clever one. Somebody taking pictures. Okay, make the user enter any number between 10 and 20. So again, user is going to enter a number between 10 and 20. Using while loop, keep asking the user to enter the correct input until he or she enters the number within a given range. Okay. Now, what does the question? First, you need to understand the question. That's the most difficult part, right? Understanding the question. Once you crack the question, solving is the easy part. So let's see how we can understand it. First, make the user enter a number between 10 and 20. The user must enter the number between 10 and 20. What does between mean? Between does not include 10 and 20. So it will be 11, 12 up to 19. Okay, that's the one thing you need to understand. The second, use the while loop, keep asking the user to enter the correct input until she enters the number within the range. So the moment he or she enter the number, you quit. If the number is not within the range, you ask again. That's how simple this is. So I ask you enter a number, and you enter a number 100. I will ask you to enter again. You enter a number 50. 50 is still not between 10 and 20. Then I ask you again, and you enter what? 12. Is 12 between 1 and 10 and 20? Yes. And that's where you quit, right? That's how simple this one is. It's not a difficult one, is it? Huh? Some questions are very easy. So, ask user to enter a number again. Ask user to enter a number. Same stuff, right? Asking user to enter a number is the same way you do it. Enter a number between what? 10 and 20. Okay? And then you check if the number is between 10 and 20. What is between 10 and 20? It's greater than 10 and number less than 20. That is, my friend, between 10 and 20. Right? Now, what do we do if it's between 10 and 20? Okay, then you just print. You say, what do you say? You print number is between 10 and 20. And you quit. You do nothing. Right? You do nothing. But if the number is not between 10 and 20, and then you quit, right? You break. Why we break? Because it will be eventually a loop, isn't it? We have to put it inside the loop. Okay? We have to put it inside the loop. So there's another way we could do it this way as well. Instead of if, we can say while number is less than 10. You could do it this way as well. While number is not less than 10. Now while number is not less than 10. Oh no, greater than 10, less than 10, and greater than 20. If the number is less than 10 and greater than 20, that means it is not within the range, right? I'm making it complex for you now, isn't it? Okay, let's do a simple way. Let's go back to the easier way. using if condition. We can do one thing many different ways. So we keep it simple. So by the way, this is not, it has to be greater than 10 and less than 20. That's between. And if that is the case, you do this and we say while true then. This is infinite loop, while true. Okay. And we say while true, and we say this, if it's between that, break, else do what then? Else you do this thing again. Else you do this thing. Or you could even, you don't need, in some cases, you don't even need this one as well, by the way. If you say while true, you could just simply have it here inside the loop. You could just start it inside the loop, and you can just make it very simple by doing this. Now it will keep asking until you enter within the range. So let's run it. This is easiest way to do this question. There's like I said, there are several ways to do this question. That's probably the easiest one. So I say I enter 50. Is the 50 between that? No. So it's ask me again. 30 is going to ask me again. 25 is going to ask me again. 35. But if I say 15, which is between that, it'll quit. There you go. Number is between 10 and 20. Now, I did this question with a less number of statements because I use while loop, which is infinite, as you can see here, right? I started an infinite loop and I ask the number, and then I say if number is within the range, say it's within the range and quit. That's it. That's the simplest way to do it. And like I said, you could do it different ways, but that's the easiest and simplest way. Let's move on then. Question number 3. Use while loop, use while loop to ask the user to enter a number. Now again, this is another one where you have to put a bit of effort. Okay, so because session is being recorded. Right. Now, and there's a student in the class who raised his hand to ask a question, so I'll allow that. Go ahead.
Question number 2, he asked for the while loop, but we didn't use the while loop. Is that okay in the exam if we do it?
Question number 2, yeah. He asked for the while loop. We did use the while loop.
We used if.
No, we use the while loop. We use the while loop within the if. You see here? If you have to use it anyway. Oh, yes. Yeah? So you use the while loop. Now let's move on. Next one is question number 3. Using while loop, ask the user to enter a number. Print even and odd number between 1 to the entered number. So what he's saying is, if you enter, let's say 20, you have to print even and odd number between 1 and 20. So you're going to give an upper range, right? And whatever the upper range is entered by the user, you will print even and odd number. So you must exclude 1 and the number that is entered. That's between, right? Between, you understand what between means, right? Between 1 and 20 mean starting from 2 until 19. Now what you do first, you ask the user to enter a number. You can even use this program which I just written. You ask the user to enter a number. I think it's always good to start a new program so you don't get confused. So I say first ask the user to enter a number, right? So you say number equal integer, and then you do input. You know why we do this always integer? Because you typecast, you convert the string into an integer because you want to perform arithmetic operation on it. That's why you put integer around it. So enter upper bound or enter what do you call it, between 1 and the number, right? So that's an upper bound, right? Upper bound means the highest number, or you can say it differently, enter a number. Okay, and when you enter the number, you're gonna print, right, between 1 and that number, the even and odd. So you definitely need while loop. So now while what? While number is less than well, you're going to start with the C, I guess. Start the C from what? 2. Why? Because between 1 and the number that is entered. So let's say the user enter here, let's say 20, right? And you need to find between 1 and 20, which means start from 2. That's why I put C2. Okay. and go up to 19, which means less than that number. So here I would say C is less than, while C is less than number, like this. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to find even and odd number between that, right? You want to print every, does it say count of even and odd, or does it say find out what are the even and odd? Let's see the question again. So ask the user to enter a number and print even and odd number between 1 and enter number. So it says print them, which means you need to tell which one is even, which one is odd. Okay, so that's easy. So what we do is, we first would say if, right? How do you find even number? Let's start with even. If you say, let's say number is 2 first. So C, okay, remainder 2 equal 0. That is an even number, right? Okay. Then you print C is an even number. Okay. Then else you simply say print C is an odd number. Right? Now, what do we do here then? We actually, we're running that thing. So then we do is C is equal to C plus 1. And that's it. This is the whole program. It'll give you all the even number and odd number between 1 and the number you enter. So when I run this program, in response to the first line, it's going to enter a number. Right? And then it's going to give you even an odd number. So here we go. We're going to start up this. Enter a number. So I enter, let's say 20. So it's going to give me all the even and odd number between 1 and 20. Right? So let's do that. Here we go. See how easy the programming is. Look, you got the numbers between 1 and 20, which is between mean starting from 2. 2 is an even number, 3 is an odd number, 4 is an even number, blah, 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 blah. Up to 19 is an odd number. And that's it. Now, if I enter, let's say 10, it'll give me 1 to 9, 2 to 9. Here we go, 2 to 9. Why? Because it's between 1 and 10. So that's what the question. Okay. Now, moving on to the third question. And that is, write a Python program using if-else that will check the following condition and print. I'm talking about this one, by the way, this question here. Ooh, I can't draw even a line properly. Okay, never mind. This question, this one, right? This is the question I'm reading. Write a Python program. Just want to make sure I'm recording, right? I am recording, yes. Okay. Write a Python program using elif that will check for the following condition and print the corresponding message. Now that is easy, isn't it? It's just if-else. If light is green, print car is allowed. Light is yellow, print car has to wait. And if light is red, print car has to stop. This is the easiest question. Do you want me to do it? Or skip? I can skip, because that's something I leave it to your, skills to solve it. Let's move on to the next one then. Write a Python program using if-elif condition to display the corresponding results. Now that one, again, is if-else question. Yeah. Why? If the percentage falls below 45, they considered fail. So you say if you ask the user to enter a number, and if the number is below 45, if number is less than 45, then you say fail. If it is between 45 and 60, you say pass. Greater than 60 and greater than 45 and less than 60. Now the thing is, some people just assume and they think, oh no, it has to be greater than or equal to. But you gotta read what it says. It says between. You see here, between. I know what would happen if it is 45. Well, I don't know. Nothing would happen. No. But if it is below 45, then he failed. If it is greater than 45 and less than 60, he pass. Now, what about 45? Well, there's no instructions in the program about 45. So you just gotta do what program says rather than, you're not there to fix the problem, right? You're there to write the code. Now, code must be written as per the given instruction. And the given instruction says first statement has to be less than 45. Second statement has to be. So wherever you read the word between, that simply means greater than. Okay? And less than, not equal to. Between doesn't include the, say between 1 and 10 they mean greater than 1 and less than 10. It doesn't mean the greater than or equal to 1. 1 is not included in between, right? Between. Between 1 and 10 mean? Is 1 between 1 and 10? No. 1 is not between 1 and 10, it's just the language. Okay, so I guess you can do this one as well easily. So I'm going to skip that one too, right? The question number 6. Write a program to trace your subject marks. Your program should fulfill the following condition. Okay, what are those then? Let's start up with this one. If the subject marks is below 0 and above 100, print error. Obviously, if you can't get -1, can you? Huh? So it's less than 0, you can get 0. Obviously, you have to work very hard to get 0. No. But you, in some cases, you may get 0. But you cannot get -1. So that's why if the marks is below -1, below 0, less than 0, and greater than 100, you can get 100, but not 101. Then you print there's an error. And elif, student will fail if the subject is below, if less than 50. Below 50 mean less than 50. Below doesn't mean less than or equal to. Okay, if it says less than or equal to, then you do less than or equal to. Student will pass subject if the score is 50 and above. So if 50 and above mean greater, now you can say greater than or equal to, because it says 50 and above. So most of the mistakes you make in the exams or solving these questions is that you don't follow, you don't read. You just make your assumptions, which you shouldn't. You just go word by word what it says. Okay. And please use the nested if. Oh, that one is different, right? Now I have to do this one because this I got something there. Nested if. Please use nested if, which means if within if, to also perform the following condition. If the student pass, if the subject marks is between 50 and 60, student grade is good, and if it's between 60 and 80, grade is very good. Now that is something you probably haven't done before, so I'm going to do this question for you. Question number 6, all right? Now, let's start up with top one. Ask the user to enter the marks first, right? All right, okay, here we go. Ask the user to enter the marks. Okay, marks is equal to integer. Then you do input. Then you do enter marks. That's it. Okay. Now, what else then? If the mark, now go back. It says if the marks is below 0 and greater than 100, that means error, right? So you say if marks less than 0 and it can't be and, right? Or marks greater than 100, you say print what? You print an error. What error? Oh, you don't have to do anything. You just copy paste the error. You see here this error? Exactly same error you copy paste because that's what been asked. Right? Here we go. Here we go. That's it. And what else then? Then it says the student will fail if the marks is below 60. So then you say elif marks less than 50. You give good news to the student that you failed. Okay? I have to be polite there. I'm sorry to give you the news. You have failed the exam. You could say that, but I would like to give straight. Keep it short and sweet because it's bad news. You can't really sugarcoat bad news, can you? In some cases you can. What is next then? What is next? Next is if the student pass the subject if score is 50 and above. So if 50 and above, student will pass. Elif marks greater than equal to, because 50 and above. So that's greater than equal to 50. So what you'd say, you print the thing, you say you pass, right? You simply say pass. Pass. Now, with the pass, you're going to give a complement. Now, here comes the nested if. So it says we have done this one successfully, we have even followed this instruction, we have even done this one. But my friend, it says this one here we didn't do yet. Please use nested if, mean if within if, right? Nested if mean if within if. The word is nested. This one, this nested if mean if command a statement within if, which means if within if to also perform the following condition. If student pass, which means nested if has to be where student pass. So where does student pass? Student pass here, right? This is the condition where student pass, right? This one. So the nested if has to be within that if. So you pass and then you put another if command here, within if. What is that if command? It says if subject marks is between 50 and 60, then your grade is good. Okay? So if subject marks is between, is a between word, right? Between 50 and 60. So between 50 and 60 mean marks greater than 50 and marks less than 60. That's between. Then do what? You print good. That's what you want to say, right? Good. Now look here. This is a two further condition. This one, grade. But if the marks is between 60 and 80, then grade is very good. And then you do another one here. You can use elif here. But elif has to be nested, right? Marks. What was the marks? Greater than 60 and marks less than 80. You do what? Very good. Print very good. Now that is a nested if, which means if within if. Now here, one thing important thing to understand is that you see how you do if within if. You start if here. This is a one ladder. But if he pass, he'll come here. Right? This one. And within that, you said pass, fine. But then you started another if elif ladder. You see here, this one is under this. So this will only happen if he passes. If he fails, you just tell him fail. You do nothing. He will not do anything. If it's error, he will not do anything. But if he pass, then it will go further down into another if elif ladder. And that is also known as nested if, which means if within if, right? Now let's move on there and run this. If I run this and I get an error. What is the error? Line 3. What is it? Detected at line 3? Okay, line 3. Let's go line 3. Print. What's the problem there? Print. Sometimes it's just get fixed by doing this. Oh, error. Print. P-R-I-N-T. Print. P-R-I-N-T. Print. So what's the problem? Print. Error. Marks should be between 0 and 10. Okay. Oh, sometimes you do want to do this. Here we go. It's still line 3. String. Ooh, I'm sorry. It should be marks. That's marks. And if this is the condition, unterminated string literal detected at line 3. Marks should be between 0. There was, when I was trying to copy and sometimes, it just happened. Anyway, so let's say I say marks 102, You say, oh, there's an error. Let's say I say mark 40. Now you failed, didn't you? Yeah, you failed. But if I say marks is, let's say 69, now that is pass and also very good. Here we go. You'll come here, do the pass and very good. Right? So this is how you solve a question by simply following instructions. Let's move on then. Okay, question number 7. That was a good speed for doing questions. So we take a break after we do question 9, all right? And then we stretch our legs or do whatever we have to do. Question number 7 is calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10 using while loop. Again while loop and sum of 1 to 10. What do we do there then? Sum of 1 to 10. It's very simple and easy. First you use the while loop. First 1 to sum of 1 to 10. Right? 1 to 10. So you say sum of 1 to 10 mean including 1 and including 10. So you could say C, you start off with a count 1, then you say while C is less than 11 because you want to include 10, right? And then sum of 1 to 10. You say C is equal to C plus sum of 1 to 10. C is equal to C plus
1.
no sum. It has to be sum. I'm sorry. It has to be sum. You want to set the sums to 0, right? You set the sum to 0 and you say sum is equal to C. You want to put the C. First time C will be 1. Okay. And then you want to say C is equal to sum is equal to sum plus C. That's it. Right. Or you can say S instead of sum. That's easier, right? Let's not use the keyword. S means sum, right? S is equal to S plus C. Now it's running, right? First time C will be 1. Then you want to make the C is equal to C plus 1. C will be 2. Then C will be 3. So every time, first time when the C is 1, it will say, now sum is 0, right? C is 1. So sum is equal to 0 plus 1. Sum would be 1. Then it runs and makes C 2, right? Still less than 11. Now sum is equal to sum plus C. So sum is 1 plus C. C is 2 now. Now value of S will become what? 3.
In the question, we ask the user to choose a number to input.
No. In this question, it says give the sum of 1 to 10. Give the sum of all the number between, no, from 1 to 10. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Now that is how you calculate it using while loop. You say S is equal to S plus C and you keep moving C. Now third time loop run, C will be what? 3. So 3 plus 3, 6. Then fourth time it will be 6 plus 4, 10. It's carry on until you add 10. And that's what the question answer is. Here we go. Oh, you need to print as well, isn't it? Once loop is done, you just print the sum. You say sum is equal to comma S, and that will print sum. Here you go. Sum is 55. 55 why? Because it's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Right? That become that become 55. Okay, this is a simple way to do this question. Let's move on then. Question number 8. Print numbers in reverse from 10 to 1 using while loop. That's very easy. Reverse from 10 to, so you start with 10. You say greater than 0. Okay, and you don't have to do sum. You just need to print, isn't it? Is that what it says? Print. Okay, print. You just need a print command under this. That's it. Print reverse order. So you print C. Okay, and then you do C is equal to C minus 1. So it's in reverse order. It's running. And it'll print into 10, 9, up to. Yeah, while C is greater than 0. Sorry. Yep, not less than. Here is greater than 0. It prints C and C minus 1, and it start the C with 10. And it'll see here 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way to 1. Easy. Easy question, right? What about question number 10 then? Calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 100 using while loop. Sum of numbers from 1 to 100. Now, that was the last question, same, isn't it? Yeah. So you say 1 to 100. 100 means as long as it's less than 101. And you start with 1. And then same thing. S is equal to S plus C. And then C is equal to C plus 1. And then you print sum is equal to S. That's it. I'll give you sum of 1 to 100. Okay. Easy. I'll give you error first. We'll fix the error. Why? Because there's no S. So I have to say S is equal to 0. There you go. 50-50. That is sum of 1 to 100. So if you do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus blah 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 up to 99 plus 100, they give you 50-50. 5050. Right? Yep, that's the answer. Alright, let's move on then. Print numbers from 1 to 10 using while loop. If the number is even, break the loop. Ooh, that's cool. Print the number from 1 to 10 using while loop. If the number is even, break the loop. Or we can even change this one. If we want to first print 1 to 10, right? This is what I want to do. Okay? 1 to 10. You just want to print it, right? You don't do this one. You just want to print it. C less than. So you just say print 1 to 10. So print C. And C is equal to C plus 1. So if the number is what's the number is even, which means if number is even, break. If C times so we print it and we check it. We print it and we check it. If C percentage 2 equal to not equal to 0, even. Oh, even equal to 0. Okay, even is equal to 0. That's true. Do what? Break. Otherwise, move on. So I think it's going to be even when it's 2, right? When it's 1, if you print 1, then it print 2, and then it break. It will print 2. Oh, that's an interesting one. Somebody said it will not print 2. Oh, let's read the question then. I agree with you. You must read the question. Let's see what the question says. Here's the question. Print the number from 1 to 10, which means including 1 and including 10. Using while loop, we have done all three things in the question. If you look at it, we are printing the number, okay, from 1 and less than 10. Oh, that's wrong. Less than 11, because from 1 to 10, which means less than 11. That's why we made a mistake. And we are doing while loop. That's fine. So what we need to do here, we need to just put here less than 11, and we're printing it. And then what else it says? It says if the number is even, break the loop. If the number is even, break the loop. Which means, does it say print it? No. Break the loop, which means do not print, just break the loop, right? So we could do. You're right. What we could do is we could put this one on top. We check if this even. Okay, break the loop. Either way is okay. You can print and break, and because it doesn't specify. Okay, so either way is okay. Or you can break, check first, and then print. Okay, and then move on. So let's see. It will just print 1. See. Why? Because 2, it will break. But if you print the print on top, it will print it and then break. So if you put this one on top, it will print 2 and then break it. That's the difference. Here you go. See?
Doctor, I think you skipped question 9.
Question 9 I skipped. All right, no problem. Make the, okay, yeah, you're right. I skipped this question 9. Maybe I wanted to avoid the topic of age. Maybe it's a bit sensitive about age. Maybe I'm getting old. You never know. All right, let's see what's the problem there. Make the user enter 3 number and find the lowest and highest among the 3 using if and if statement. Oh, there's no age. I thought maybe it's find the age. It's just to find the number. Highest and lowest among the 3. So user enter 3 number. You find highest and the lowest. Here your logic will come into play. So first thing first, you just ask the user to enter 3 numbers. Enter first number, enter second number, enter third number. Simple, right? So let's start off with the simple thing. Okay, A is the first number. Right, okay. All right, enter first number. All right, okay, first number. And then B is equal to integer again. Enter second number. Enter second number. That one. All right. Then the third one.
You put ones instead of
I put what? Minus instead of 1. Okay, because I was paying attention to somebody else who wants to speak while I'm recording. Fair enough. You can speak when I'm recording. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Doctor, I want to ask you, can you put C is less than or equal 10 instead of less than 11?
Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely, you can do that. What he's saying is that if instead of saying less than 11, you can say less than equal 10. Fine, fine. Yeah. Now, you may have confused the listener where this question is coming from. They can't see you. But you're referring to the last question that we did. Can we use C less than equal to 10 instead of less than 11? It's potato, potato, right? I say, oh, less than or equal to 10 or less than 11, same thing. Perfect. All right, let's move on then. The third one is C is equal to integer. So we got the 3 numbers now, right? This one is an interesting one. Finding the lowest and highest one. Enter third number. All right. Whew, right. Okay. It makes me feel like I'm watching Prison Break. It never ends, you know. Too long. Assignment. What question have we reached? 10. Oh, after this, we'll take a break, all right? Now, we got 3 numbers now, right, by the user. What do we want to do? We want to find the lowest and the highest. How do we do that? It's very simple. So we do what? We say if A is greater than B and A is greater than C. If A is greater than both of them, then what is A, by the way? Then I say the A is the highest number, right? If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, which means A is greater than B and C, which means it's greater than both, which means it's the highest number. Make sense? Right? And then we go into else part. If that is not the case, then we need to check. Then we need to check what? Elif. Then that means either B or C are the highest number, right? Yeah. Okay. So we say elif B is greater than C. Then I say print B is the highest number, right? I mean, it makes sense, isn't it? What you're doing is there are 3 guys, right? There's a guy A, there's a guy B, there's a guy C. And you say if A is greater than B and C, then A is the highest. But if it is not, then it means either B or C is highest. You don't have to compare it with A again. It's tricky, isn't it? It's like three guys standing here, and I say, if the first guy is taller than the second and third, then he's the tallest. Now he's not the tallest, which means either second or third is the tallest. So between those two you compare. You don't go back and compare it with the first one again. So B, now the competition is off. If A is greater than B and greater than C, then he's the tallest or highest number. But if it's not, then you forget about A. Then you see what is between B and C. So if B is greater than C, then B is the highest number. Else C is the highest number, my friend. C is the highest number. If B is not highest, who is highest then? Huh? C. C is the highest number. Now, what you did right now is you found which one is the highest among three. First, you pick up one. Okay, you pick up one, A, and you compare it with these two. And if it's greater than these two, then that's the highest. If this is not greater than these two, you forget about it because that's not the highest, my friend. Right? Then you pick up this one and compare it with this one. If this one is higher than this, then this one is highest. Else, this one is highest. Now the problem is you got the highest. What about the lowest then? The lowest, can we do something about it? Do I have to write another if-elif ladder for the lowest? Or can we do something to do the lowest within that if-elif ladder? Maybe we can do something within that. So we check if A is greater than and A is greater than B and A is greater than C, that is not the highest, is it? Right? Then we do within that we see if, so it means it will not come here, right? It will not come here. It will go here. Then if it's not that, it will go here. So let's do another ladder then. We can simply do another ladder for the lowest one. Copy this and do reverse it. Just we reverse it, and instead of saying highest, we say lowest. That's the easiest way to do that. Lowest. Instead of highest, we say lowest, and we reverse it as well. Instead of saying greater than, we say less than. And we just say lowest. And that will give us the right answer. We've got two elif ladders, one for highest, one for lowest, and it'll find us the what we need. Let's do this. The first number is, let's say 12. Second is 3. Third is 4. And highest is 12 and lowest is 3. See? You got the right answer. And that's how this is done. And I think my video is getting longer. So I'm going to take a break here. Thank you so much for watching. Now let me actually recap what we have done. And then we'll come back there again. So we are not done up to question 10, right? We're done all the way up to question 10. 11, sorry. We've done 11 questions, which means only 8 questions left. So next video, I'll do the remaining 8 questions. That will be part 2 video. So let's stop it here. Thank you.